Join me as I take on the challenge to break free from guilt energies once and for all. Guilt energies, a heavy burden we all carry at some point in our lives. It's like a weight that presses down on us, making it hard to breathe, think and live in the present moment. Guilt energies can affect our mental and emotional well-being like nothing else, keeping us stuck in the past and preventing us from moving forward. Have you ever felt like you're walking on eggshells around someone, afraid of saying or doing something that might trigger their wrath or disappointment? That's guilt talking. Or how about replaying a conversation or situation over and over in your mind, wishing you'd done things differently? Guilt again. It's a constant critic, never satisfied, always finding fault, and making us feel like we're just not good enough. Guilt can be such a huge obstacle to personal growth and happiness. It's like trying to climb a mountain with a massive weight on your back, wondering why you can't seem to get any closer to the top. It affects our relationships, making us people please, afraid to set boundaries, or assert ourselves for fear of being rejected or abandoned. And it affects our self-esteem, making us feel like we're not worthy of love, acceptance, or forgiveness. The thing is, guilt can be so pervasive that we may not even realize we're carrying it around. We might think it's just our natural emotional response, but the truth is, guilt can be a learned behavior. We can learn to recognize it, to acknowledge it, and to let it go. So where does guilt come from anyway? Is it nature or nurture? Maybe it's a bit of both. Guilt can manifest in our lives through upbringing, social conditioning, or even past traumas. It can be a way of controlling our behavior, keeping us in line, so to speak. But what if we started to see guilt as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to heal? When we guilt trip ourselves, we're basically saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable. That's a heavy burden to carry. But what if we could shift that narrative? What if we could start to see ourselves as worthy, deserving of love, acceptance, and forgiveness, not because we're perfect, but because we're human? Here's a powerful insight. Guilt is not the enemy, it's the messenger. It's trying to tell us something. It's pointing to an area where we need to forgive ourselves, to learn to love ourselves, to accept ourselves, flaws and all. So when guilt arises, instead of beating ourselves up over it, we can start to ask ourselves, what's this guilt trying to tell me? One technique that's helped me release guilt energies is to practice self-compassion. When I feel guilty about something, I take a deep breath. I look myself in the mirror and I say, you did the best you could with what you had at the time. That's it. It's not about making excuses or justifying my behavior. It's about acknowledging my humanity. It's about recognizing that I'm doing the best I can, and that's enough. So let's summarize what we've discussed today. Guilt energies can be incredibly debilitating, but they can also be a catalyst for growth and healing. We can start to recognize guilt as a messenger rather than an enemy, and we can start to practice self-compassion, acknowledging our humanity and forgiving ourselves for being human. Thanks for joining me on this journey to break free from guilt energies. If you've struggled with guilt in the past, share your experiences in the comments below. And if you're ready to dive deeper into emotional healing, check out my other video on overcoming shame and rebuilding self-worth. And if you're looking for more inspiration, visit my website, innerharmony.co.in, for tips and resources on living a confident, happy life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering content.